Hi everybody, this is Friendo. Haven't done a video in a long time. I am staying at a friend's apartment now. I have finished my last contract. So that's 2 years in Korea, done. I'm still here. I'm doing part-time jobs on a looking for work visa. That's a D10 if you're curious. But today I'm doing a video just to wrap up a comment thread I've been having just because the level of stupid is at the point that I don't think that 500 characters will cover it. All right, so this is a reply to Dave Powers, and this is his last comment, the way he summarizes our exchange to date. The comment thread will be linked to the low bar. Okay, he says, go to the CNN website and go to the election section, or you can find what I'm talking about on the Guardian's website. My citation was about as good as yours. Your argument is simple as can be. You're claiming feminism is a movement about women for women. You support the ideology's existence while personally seeking to dissociate yourself from it, which, in my opinion, is very odd. You're accusing Mr. E of making broad assumptions while making the broad assumption that feminism is for all women. Well, I am glad that you consider my argument to be as simple as can be. Except for the fact that you didn't fucking understand it when you started the comment exchange. For the fact that you had to stop halfway through and ask me, well, then what do you think feminism is? Yeah, that's really the mark of someone who is facing an argument that's simple as can be. Yeah, I'm glad that you have this figured out just from the get-go. And that you didn't sit here loading me down with every red herring and tangent that you could come across. I'm so glad you got my argument right from the beginning. But you go on to say, I'm saying that feminism is just all good for women? No! You stupid sack of shit! I gave you a list of different kinds of feminists that disagree with each other on key fundamental issues. Feminists disagree with each other about what is good for women. The point is, it's up to women to disagree. It's up to women to have that argument, to have that conversation with each other. It's not up to me as a man to say what's good for women as women. Now, I am not a feminist. Am I dissociating myself from feminism? Maybe, maybe not. It's a fucking vapid point for you to make. I'm simply not a feminist. I consider myself a humanist. I consider myself an existentialist. So there are certain kinds of feminism that I will be in line with and certain kinds of feminism that I won't. But in any event, I don't feel that I shouldn't have an opinion on feminism. See, I'm allowed to approach this subject with some kind of nuance, something that you don't fucking understand. What seems odd to you is that I look at a dichotomy and I find it to be a false dichotomy. You don't either drink the Kool-Aid and be a Marxist or absolutely fucking hate women and everything about them having rights. There are an infinite spectra of positions in between. That's why you find this so odd. Because my position, and this was my position in arguing with Rocking Mr. E, was that we can approach this with some kind of fucking nuance. All right, now for a lesson. Now for some education. If you think that you've provided citations that are good at all, then you are in fucking trouble if you ever try to write a thesis. Okay, let's review what happened here. You made a claim. So the burden of proof is on you. Your claim is nearly all women vote Democrat. You have not provided anything to back that up. Now, I didn't provide a good citation. You're the one who started using this word, citation, although you spelled it wrong. But I gave a statistic saying that I pulled it from Gallup. Okay, according to Gallup, Obama was favored by 48% of women voters and Romney favored by 49%. Okay, now it turns out that they were off by about 3%. And while that's significant in terms of predicting the outcome of an election, that's not significant in terms of representing a whole demographic. In this case, women voters in America. Your claim is nearly all. How in hell are you going to substantiate that when the numbers in the last election were something like 50-50? Now, you have just said, oh, I don't find Gallup to be that reliable, and that's it. That's not a citation. You tell me, go to CNN and look up election. You'll see what I'm talking about. Fuck you. I don't have the patience for this kind of wild goose chase when I've given you numbers and you've given me nothing. Burden of proof is on you, since you're the one making the fucking claim. But as it is, I'll go ahead and provide you a source from CNN. Articles linked below. This is from their 2012 Election Center poll. In swing states, likely women voters are split. If the election were held today, whom would you vote for? Obama, 49%. Romney, 48%. Other, 3%. Margin of error, plus or minus 6%. Okay, so the difference between their numbers and the Gallup poll is within the margin of error of their polls. So there's no significant difference between them. The general trend remains the same. CNN polls showed that there would be a likely split, just about half and half. Gallup polls showed there'd be a split, roughly half and half. So you presented me fucking nothing. When you say nearly all, I'm expecting 75%, 80%, 90%, a fucking number, but you haven't given me anything. You can't just make unqualified statements and call it a citation. What you're doing is just the worst kind of sloppy pseudo-intellectualism, and I have no fucking patience for it. I have been as kind to you as I fucking can, leading you by the hand through all of this. But I've just lost my patience. Now, present some numbers or fuck off.